Greetings, greetings, greetings. Thanks for stopping by the channel, guys. Moodog from Moodog's Frugal RCs and more. We are in the research kitchen today, having a look at a new item that just came in from China. This is by a company by the name of Sgile, or Sgile. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm messing that up. But this was sent in for review by the company for me to have a look at and share with my viewers. Now, this is geared more towards children ages 6 and up. I suppose adults can have fun with this, but this is a toy grade vehicle, guys. So take it as that, and remember that when we're looking at this. 1/28 scale on this one, claimed speed of 7.5 miles per hour, or translated into kilometers would be 12 kilometers per hour. 2.4 gigahertz radio system on this one, guys. I got the red version of this one here to look at today. On the side, we just have all of our warnings, kind of standard stuff there. So on this side of the package, we're seeing the contents. We have a charger, and then we have 2 included AA batteries, along with a 4.8 volt AAA cell, 700 milliamp per hour. This is going to be a NiCad cell battery, so it's coming with one of those, and then the USB type charger. Side of the box is just going to be basic information. This is what they're referring to as their fancy Stunt RC. So this one does some fancy tricks, I'm guessing, and we're going to take a look at that in just a second. But let's go ahead and get this thing out of the box and see what comes inside. All right, guys, taking a look at the box contents, we're going to have our battery pack, as mentioned before. This is a AAA size cells on this one, 4.8 volt, 700 milliamp per hour NiCad cell battery with just kind of your standard 2-pin connector for toy grade vehicles. We'll set that aside. We're getting our USB to toy grade connector for charging. This one is going to produce 4.8 volts at 250 milliamp hours. So you're looking at about 2.5 hours to maybe a little bit longer than that, probably closer to 3.5 or so hours to charge from a fully spent cell. But you already know how I feel about those. So we'll set that aside. This is actually the battery cover from the bottom of the vehicle, and I'll show you that in just a second. But we are getting a remote control. This kind of looks like a game controller, almost kind of a quadcopter looking controller on this one, guys. Nothing really going on the top here. So these shoulder buttons here are non-working. We switch it around to the back here. We can see that we do need a screwdriver to open up and access our battery compartment here. Now, this did not come with a screwdriver. I was kind of disappointed to see that. But if you're like me, you probably have 350 or so of those lying around. This does come complete with 2 AA batteries to power your transmitter. So very good there. I like to see that. This is a ready to run unit, and I like seeing the batteries included. So there's really nothing to buy, guys. Plug it in, plug your battery in, charge that up, and you're pretty much ready to go. Everything you need is right here. Pretty easy to operate. You have a forward and reverse on here. This one does 360 pivots. It also does some kind of flip over tricks as well, and we'll look at that in a future video. But you have your on and off switch here, and then you have your left and your right turn, forward and reverse. Pretty basic, pretty easy to use. Again, toy grade, guys, so don't expect anything really super sturdy with this. It doesn't feel too cheap or too chintzy. It is what it is, and I think it'll serve a purpose just fine. Taking a look at the rest of the stuff that comes in the package, you're getting your little product sheet here, your stunt car instruction kind of manual, if you will. Basically, it's an 8.5 by 11 or probably 9 by 12 sheet here. It gives you some information on how to charge your batteries, how to install the batteries in the remote, all that kind of stuff. And it's giving a Gmail address on the bottom there to contact them. This side is blank. all in English. It all looks pretty easy to understand. Nothing really all that comprehensive or that earth-shatteringly cool to have to hang on to, except for maybe that contact information for customer service. Now, this car is claiming to be 1/28 scale. It looks to me to be a little bit bigger than 1/28 scale, guys. I don't really know, but this does have nice rubber tires on it. They're calling it that all-wheel drive unit. The wheels are going to be plastic and they are attached via Phillips screws. And these whole things pivot on like turrets. So these wheel assemblies here will pivot on these turrets to do flips and whatnot. But you can see you have one color on this side. If you flip it over, you actually have a black color on this side, and there's little rollers on either end here, guys. So when you're in the process of flipping over, that'll actually pick up on those rollers and not skid or flip or do anything weird. Battery compartments on the bottom here. I showed you the battery cover. We'll go ahead and get that installed and put a battery inside. But this is going to fit that battery pretty decently. And again, with this one, guys, you're going to require a small screwdriver to install the screw, because the screw is actually in here on a little washer, kind of a retaining washer. If you can see that or not, I hope you can. But that's kind of how that's working out. So let's go ahead and get that battery popped in here and get this thing powered up. Basically just lining that connector up, popping your battery in place, and then kind of stowing your wires down inside here. And then you have two little tabs on the end here that would fit into slots on the chassis here. We pop them into place like so, and then we would go ahead and screw this screw down here. Now, you could probably remove that screw if you wanted to. I don't know that I will. It seems to be kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of a pressure loaded, because you've got all of that going on in there with the battery and then the wire, and they're not giving you a whole lot of room to store that wire in there. So I would go ahead and make sure that you have a screwdriver handy. Just a small Phillips will do fine. All right, and that's pretty much it. Now we have this thing already powered up. I think it's powered up. It is powered up. And the instructions will tell us what we need to do to get this thing rolling. It's not really telling us what sequence we need to follow in order to get this thing paired. I'm pretty sure at that point it's probably just either which way. You can turn the car on first, you can turn the remote on first. It really at that point doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and turn the car on. And there is a power switch on the back side right here. So we'll go ahead and pop that on. There are no lights that I can see on here, guys. So I don't see anything flashing or any indicator that this is on. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to your on and off switch there to make sure that you know when this is on and when it is not. So go ahead and turn the power on the remote. And I don't see any lights on here at all, but we can see that. Oop. So that's how it flips, guys. Pretty cool. I think this is going to be a little bit of fun to play with. It's got some torque, guys. I'll tell you that right now. Just up on this little table, this thing has some torque. Pretty cool. I think that's pretty neat. I'll take my coffee out here. Well, guys, that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot of room to be running this inside here right now, so I'm going to leave this for another video, but you kind of get the idea. This will do 360 spins. This will do some kind of climbing up on a wall and flipping back, and then you would have to hit it in reverse to get it to come to you. Pretty cool so far, guys. I think this will be kind of a fun toy to play with the kids. Maybe if you're like me and you're a big kid, you might have some fun with this outdoors as well. I'm not looking for any huge speed on this. Again, you're looking at about 7.5 miles per hour, but I still think this is going to be a cool little toy. We're going to be taking this outside in the next couple of days and putting it through its paces and seeing what kind of fun we can get out of this. This thing is about I think it's about $18 right now on Amazon. I'll go ahead and post a link in the description. We'll see you all in the next one, and God bless the Republic.